Hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Cross Watchers. This is your tarot and oracle reading for the week of August 28th to September 3rd, 2023. First card out for you is Crossed with the number 13. And just looking at this imagery, before I even read any of this, I'm feeling this sense of like wanting to have healthy boundaries and protect yourself from anyone whose intentions are not clear to you right now. So for example, if you are dating anyone and you don't really know where you stand with this person, there is a little bit of a kind of like, I will hold you this far away from me until I know where we stand there, and which I think is a good thing, honestly, because I see so many people overly committing and investing to people who have not given them that sense of commitment yet. So I really like that for you, but it does say choices, stuck, searching for a purpose, daydreaming, and indecision. I'm definitely seeing a need for a conversation with this card this week as well, wanting to speak up with someone and ask what possibilities exist here. I am seeing this as love for a lot of people, asking, where is this going? What do you want? This could also be like with job and career as well, like, is there room for growth in this field, in this job? I'm also seeing like an advisor for someone, or someone who has control over a certain project or study that you may be working on at this time, and talking to them about the future of these studies or something. I know a very specific message is coming through today, but I'm seeing a conversation needs to happen here because emotionally and mentally you feel like you don't want to keep daydreaming about where this could go. So I feel like you're stalling out, it seems. You're stalling out on something by choice until you have this conversation and understand the possibilities. Next, we have Vanity coming through with the throat chakra. This is something I would avoid getting into this week. I am really actually, to be honest, seeing this as you, Gemini. Okay? And I'm not saying that you're vain. It's saying try to avoid not seeing eye to eye. You know what it is? It's not necessarily vanity. It feels more so like protection. Like I'm protecting my heart. And when you're in that state of protecting your heart and not getting your hopes up too high, not wanting to daydream about something, I feel like you may accidentally be shutting other people out, or like way too soon, or making assumptions. I would say avoid making assumptions about other people this week. Definitely have some crystal clear conversations with them. All right, that's what I want to say. Next, we have Round and Round with the number 25, which is significant because the 25th of August is right before this week. So today's the 25th, actually. The day I'm filming this is the 28th, or the 25th, sorry. So Friday before this week begins, there may be some significant conversations or ideas that have come up in your head, or events that have taken place that has you kind of in this energy of, is this going to be another situation from the past repeating itself? Is this person leading me in circles? Is this situation a dead end leading me in circles here? I feel this fear very heavily on you, Gemini, and so I feel like this week ahead is really going to help you ease that fear and give you an opportunity to get really clear on things. So that's really great. Let's see what tarot cards come out for you. We're doing 9 cards, 3 rows of 3 from the Good Tarot. 10 of Water. Oh my gosh, there is happiness. I'm seeing a lot of feelings as well. A lot of optimism and excitement that you have towards certain people or situations in your life. And that's the thing here. I see it's tied up with this crossed energy, because for some of you, you're getting really, really excited about the prospect of something or about your feelings for someone, but you haven't yet had that conversation, or it's not set in stone yet. You're kind of not trying to get overly excited until it's more grounded, set in stone. Some of you may be waiting to hear back about something, or waiting for an opportunity to have a certain conversation, just to kind of make sure like, okay, I can continue with this excitement. I can continue with this love. I can continue feeling this good energy. But I almost feel before this week begins, you are stalling yourself out consciously. Like, I don't want to keep getting excited if this isn't, gonna go anywhere. So second card out for you is the 4 of Earth, protecting yourself, protecting your assets. Yeah, very mature decisions are being made on your behalf this week. I feel like at the end of the day, you just want to make sure that you are good, which is a total mark of maturity, making sure that you have enough money, enough commitment, like just making sure what you need to thrive and to function is being met. Your bare minimum basic needs, are they being met? Yes or no? Okay, so I do see self-service this week for sure. Looking out for yourself, having your own back here, which is really great. And I'm also seeing withholding your affections. Not all of your affections, but most of your affections and feelings until you are sure that this is a safe space to get excited, to open up. You know, withholding all that you have to offer until you know that the person or the situation in which you are offering your energies to is secure and has room for growth in the future. For example, if this is a job, you don't want to sit here and slave over a job that is a dead-end job. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be getting worked up, crying, bleeding, doing overtime, doing favors for a company that is going to lead you to nowhere. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's going to lead you nowhere, but in your mind, it's like, I need to know this. I need to hear it myself. I need to have a thorough conversation and have thorough clarity about what is the, possibilities here, what is desired here. So you're watching your own back because you don't want to repeat patterns from the past where you may have gotten your hopes up over someone or something that really didn't offer you the commitment that you wanted. Okay. Third card out, we have Page of Water in reversed. Yeah, this is you, I'm feeling, withholding affections. Okay, let's see what else. Second row, fourth card out, Love in reversed. Wow, right underneath that 10 of water. Yeah, this is romantic for a lot of you. Center of your spread, 9 of earth, protection, self-protection. Again, this is a really good week for money. I see you saving your money and having extra money to indulge in things that you want to purchase, things that you want to do, having enough money left over this week to have a little bit of fun with. Okay, fun money, which is really great. If you're in business and career of any kind, like, it's just looking great. We see you getting more sales contracts, or just like, I don't know, money's looking good for some reason, whatever that reason may be for you. So that's really great. Having enough time left over in your week to indulge in hobbies as well and the things that you want to do. Some of you may even be suggesting dates or hangouts with friends, whoever you spend your time with, doing something that you really want to do or that you feel like benefits your highest good in some way. So for example, like, if you always had a hobby, a passion for cooking, this could be like suggesting, hey, like, there's this cool cooking class, like, let's go do it, and kind of sharing that hobby, sharing that passion with someone, having that person tag along with your life interests. And that does build intimacy because it allows the other person to get to know you better. And also it's time well spent because it's not time where you're just like, doing something that you feel like is a waste of your time and you don't even really want to do. I mean, when you're deeply committed to someone, whether it's friend or otherwise, you're gonna have moments like that just to show the other person that you're interested in them. Like, for example, if your partner or your best friend loves football and you can't stand sports, sometimes there will be moments where you want to show that person that you're interested in them. So you go to a game with them and, you try to enjoy that with them. And it's not to say that you need to do that all the time and waste your time doing it, but it's so nice to just let someone know that you are there to show interest in their interests. So sixth card out is the High Priestess. Your intuition is guiding you heavily this week. I'm seeing psychic dreams coming through here. I'm seeing here there may be clarity that comes through about a confusing relationship. So whatever this thing is where you're like kind of holding off until you have clarity about where this is going, you will have a psychic dream come through this week that will give you some greater understanding of what is lying beneath the surface here. So that is great. Also, feel free to ask your spirit guides for assistance, for answers here. Ask your spirit guides to show you a sign or give you some clarity on this situation. Yeah, final row out for you, seventh card, we have the 8 of Earth. I keep coming back to your hobbies, your personal goals, the things that you want to build in life. And you know what? That's the thing here, guys. It's like you don't want to waste time. I feel like that's your biggest thing. You don't want to waste time on a relationship that will go nowhere. Like, that is time that you could better spend on your hobbies, on your goals, on people that will grow with you. You know, you're in this mindset of like, I don't really want to keep going here if it's not going to go anywhere. And I'm definitely at the point where I would be very happy to continue with this, but I need to know if there is a future here. So I am seeing a kind of what are we conversation happening for a lot of Geminis. If it's not romantic, it could be anything else. It could be like, okay, where am I going to live in the future? Or is there room for growth in this job? Like, what are my future goals? I think it's a time for you where you're wanting to commit to growth. I want to commit to growth now. Like, I don't want to kind of keep staying in this ambiguous type of energy. So that's really interesting. 8th card out, Queen of Air in reverse. So this is you. You're an air sign, right? So Queen of Air in reversed. Here's the thing, guys. I think there is a huge message here of try not to come off as cold or vain. Okay, hear me out, hear me out. I feel like your fears of something not going anywhere may have you acting in a way that could make you be coming off as distant to the person or the situation that you're having those fears with. And you need to make sure that these fears are addressed. Like, you need to have a real life conversation before you start treating anyone differently based off of those fears. Does that make sense? Like, don't take action or withhold your affections because you're feeling fearful. Okay, have a conversation and say, hey, where's this going? Here's what I'm feeling. What are you feeling? Like, really get to the bottom of it. Communicate it. Okay, don't just shut people off or shut people out because you're assuming that they're not at the same level as you, or you're assuming that, you know, there's better out there for you, because that method of thinking is really fear-based, and it could have you kind of ruining something with someone or something that could potentially be like a wonderful, wonderful thing for you. So that's what I want to say. I'm not seeing any answers just yet about where this conversation will lead, and if this job, this person, this situation also wants something long-term and wants that growth. But you need to have the conversation. I feel like Spirit is purposefully making this reading a little bit vague when it comes to that situation, because it's like, we want you to have this conversation, because even if we told you like, yeah, this person wants the same thing, if you don't have that conversation, you'll never get there. You know what I mean? Like, you'll never open the opportunity, the doorways up to that intimacy. Or if you really want a promotion and we said, oh yeah, you're gonna get that promotion, but you never reached out and asked your boss or your company, like, is there room for growth? They may not know that you want that. You know what I mean? So Spirit's saying, regardless of what the answer is, we need you to have this conversation, okay? We need you to ask this week and to open up the lines of communication, because no matter which way it goes, you can't move forward until you actually have that conversation. And that's why crossed came out. It's like you're stuck at a crossroads here until you have this communication, until you have this conversation. Final card out, 3 of Fire. Yes, this is really positive growth, happy growth, creative growth, exciting growth. There's a lot of cards showing growth here, but I am seeing that creative growth and that romantic growth, if it is romantic, or emotional growth, is blocked off right now until you open the doorway up to this communication. Like we said here, listen to your intuition, and also like very, very creative week in general. So if you have anything that you are working on, especially like a business or some type of creative project or skill that you're looking to grow, like this is definitely the week to focus hardcore on that. I feel like you could get a lot done this week in that, and money's looking really good, especially if you make your money from your passions or your creativity. We're seeing your creative ideas actually leading you to more financial success and just feeling like you have more than enough. You're not quite at the place yet where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm super rich and I have everything I ever want. Obviously, you're not there yet. I am seeing that. However, you know, Spirit is saying your bills are paid, you're either paying off debts or being able to save your money and have a little bit left over to really enjoy yourself and life. So where you're at right now is really good, and you can keep building up off that energy and growing more. So that's lovely. That's really lovely. But you're gonna get there if you keep diving into your creative, intuitive nudges, okay? So one thing I would say here is try not to repeat old patterns that kept you blocked off creatively or, had you procrastinating a lot. I feel like Spirit's trying to break you out of old patterns by kind of, you're gonna get some deja vu this week is what I'm feeling. We're in retrograde season, there's 7 planets retrograde, and I just feel like you may be put in situations where it's like you've been in the same situation before in the past and you acted a certain way in the past, and now you're being asked to use the wisdom that you learned from those past experiences to act differently and see where it leads you, okay? And you will be rewarded. So again, I just want to say, like, have this conversation, whatever it is, like, do whatever your intuition's guiding you to do this week, I swear, okay? Thank you for joining me for this reading. Very blessed, amazing week ahead, it seems. There's a lot of happiness, a lot of creativity, and money this week if you open your arms up to it. Remember not to accidentally push people away and act out of fear, okay? Have open, honest, authentic conversations and quit acting so cold to someone who may not be deserving of that coldness, is what I want to say. Thank you guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you later.